Hello friends, welcome to Dexplorian. In today's video I will be making a new illustration which I think you already know. I will be guiding you through the whole step-by-step process, so grab yourself a cup of coffee or tea and follow along. Without any further ado, let's get started. Let's open our Photoshop and let's just let this window open so that we can take some references or to remind ourselves what we have to do. And now since it is open, let's just start with how we should open our canvas. Since we are working with posters, selected this poster with A2 size. I have already saved this preset earlier. You can also save the preset where the width is 42 and the height is in centimeters and the height is 59. You can save it by clicking on this one and naming it like that. I have already done that, so I am not doing it again. And just click and here create. So our canvas is open. Now let's bring the first image which will be the subject of our composition or illustration, whatever you say it. And to bring this one, I have already downloaded it from pexels.com. I will leave the link in the description. So let's just select and drag it onto our canvas. So now it is open. Let's click OK. Don't worry about the resolution, it will be good by itself. So pressing the shift key, let's just drag it to resize, make it to the center. And for background removal, this time we will do it a little bit in a different way. For your view, let's just resize my window to the amount so that you can see each and every corner of my window. Okay, now it is done. So clicking on the layer, it's already in the smart object mode. Let's just continue and clicking on the layer, select any of the selection tool, like for lasso tool or quick selection tool, whatever you like, you just click it. Now you will see at the top there will be this select and mask window with select subject. So let's just click on the select subject. What it does is it is the AI of the Adobe, which is called Adobe Sensei, and it will be making the selection by itself, but we will have to refine it a little bit. Like for the hair region, it will not be as good as when it is done manually, but the thing is that the manually it takes time. So if you have all the time, so you can go ahead, and if you wanted to do it quickly, go to select subject, and from there you can take it forward so that we can refine it more. Like here you can see it is being left out, so let's just add it by since we have selected this quick selection tool, cursor a bit larger by pressing the bracket keys, second bracket keys, and adding wherever it is left out. Some of the critical parts are left out, that will be doing later. We will be doing the less critical part. Since we have accidentally selected some extras, just press Alt and hold the Alt, then you will see the cursor has turned into minus sign. Let's see some other parts by zooming in. Here's some discrepancies will be there, we will be fixing it later on. Once again, we'll click on select and mask. Now what we will do is we will firstly take the define edge brush tool, make it bigger. Now start painting on the edge of the hairs. In between I will be making the video a bit fast forward to save your time. Now that we have perfected our mask, one thing is left. So let's once again go back to the selected mask window. If you can see here, all the backgrounds are gone, but since the fabric the model is wearing is translucent, we also have to remove the bluish tinge from the fabric itself. For that, once again we go back to Refine Edge tool and make the brush a bit bigger and just paint. Let's see the difference. Here we go. See how the background from the fabric has also gone. Once again, let's do it and repeat the process for the whole fabric area. I think it is done. Press OK to return back to the normal window. See how the background is now visible through the fabric. Now that our background removal is complete and this is our final subject layer, so let's rename the subject layer. Now we'll be adding a solid adjustment layer. Bring it below the subject layer. Next is we are going to resize. So as you remember, holding the shift key, drag so that it maintains its aspect ratio. Okay, next we'll be adding a text layer. From this, select the horizontal type tool. I'll be typing just one alphabet. This Y. Select, transform it, and drag along to resize. Now I don't want to maintain the aspect ratio. I'll leave the shift key and size it according to my need. Press OK. Let's change the color of the text. Okay, let me show you one thing. If you want to change the font, you can do it from here. Yeah, there are fonts, whatever you want you can use. Let's go to the color. I think I will go with if you remember the thumbnail, I have added one more text layer in this one. I have to change the color of this one. You know the drill. Now it is done. I want my subject to be on top of the text layer, so I bring it back, but I want my subject to be partially in the back side of this letter, and some of the part will be visible from the front. So to do that, just select the mask layer, then come to the text layer you want to hide or you want to reveal. In this case, place your cursor in this text icon, then hold command and then click. You will see that it has been selected. Now taking the brush tool, foreground color black, change it to black, just paint on the areas you want to hide behind the text layer. Yeah, I think it is done. Command D to deselect. Okay, let's add some drop shadow to our text layer as well as our subject layer also. So to add a drop shadow to the text layer, just double click, place your cursor over here and right click on this one, click on the blending option and go to drop shadow, check the checkbox, then select it. Let me show you how it is done. So you can just increase the opacity to make it a little bit darker. Yeah, I think it's okay for the text layer. Now with what we are going to do is, if you can see this fabric here, it looks really unrealistic. So we will try to make it a little bit real. And if you remember, in our last video we discussed about Liquify. You will find that video on the I button above. You can click on that to watch the whole video. There I have worked with Liquify option a little bit more. Now we go to the subject layer and right click on it and convert it to smart object. Then we go to the filter, then select the Liquify option and we come to the Liquify workspace. It's just an attempt to make it a little more realistic. You can also reconstruct, means if you have done something in excess, you can just reduce with the help of this slider like that. I'll keep it here, press OK, and here it is OK. So now we have achieved what we want to achieve. Now again, let's give it a drop shadow to our subject layer. So as you know, go to blending option and just in this case start with selecting the drop shadow, go to drop shadow, and just in this case, since we have already have a drop shadow in another of our layer, we will just uncheck this use global light. Otherwise what will happen is whenever we will play with these sliders or adjust the drop shadow of this layer, it will not going to affect the drop shadow of the our another layer. So let's just do it. Now that we have given our the drop shadow to the layer, let's add an adjustment layer. I want to make my subject a little bit brighter, so I will add an adjustment layer to the subject layer. That will be brightness and contrast adjustment layer, and we have to clip it to this subject. I don't want to affect all of the elements what is present in our canvas, so just press Alt on your keyboard and put the cursor in between these two layers. You will see the change in the cursor. Just click it. Now it is clipped to this one. So now we will play with the slider. Now that we have achieved what we desired, so now what we'll do is group all the layers. So select the topmost layer, press and hold the shift key and click on this layer. The whole of it will be selected. Then press command G to group it, and you can rename it. We will remain it as subject, because this will be the main subject of our illustration. Now it is done. Now we'll be adding another layer by clicking on this icon. So what we'll do in this layer, we will work with some brush tool and give it some effect in the background of this element. So let's just select brush tool, then go to our brushes, let's select one of our customized brushes like this one, free smoke Photoshop brushes. I will be using this one. Actually it is available in brusheasy.com. it's free of cost. You can also download it. I will leave a link in the description so that you can download it and use it in your illustrations. Let's check with one. Yeah, this one we can use. Press enter and let's select the color. I will select the color to somewhat grayish. Yeah, adjust the brush size with the second bracket keys. You can adjust the flow also if you want, or otherwise you go for 100%. You do all your works, and after that we will play with the opacity. I think this much will be sufficient for the time being. You can play whatever you want and add as many brush strokes you want. We'll go to our move tool and once again select the layer and bring it below our subject layer so it comes in the background. If you want, you can now, selecting this layer, you can now play with the opacity if you want to reduce or increase. Play with the slider. Just this is your creative freedom, how much you want to add and how much you want to remove. It's totally up to you. Go with 88%. I think 88% looks good. Let's rename it once again, and this is smoke. Next is we are going to add some more text layers to it. For this we will be selecting vertical type tool. Actually what I have done is I have already selected the color in my and added to my swatches. You can find it here. So I have got the color right there. You have to select as we have done it earlier also. Let's just not duplicate the layer by holding the Alt key. No, just before that you have to press OK to confirm it, then hold the Alt key, and when the cursor changes just drag along. You will get another duplicate of the layer. Then edit the layer by double clicking on that. We need another text layer, and for this we'll be selecting our horizontal type tool. But we want it in the same color as this one. So what we'll be doing is selecting this one, go to the color, and if you drag the cursor on the canvas you will see there is a selector tool that is called, this is basically is this one, picker tool, color picker tool. So you can just pick the color you want from this one and press OK. It is the same color. Now once again, resize according to your need and position or place it wherever you want. And with this, we have come to the end of making our illustration for today, and hope you will like it and you have understood each and every steps what I have shown you. If you have any confusion, you can just leave a comment in the comment box below. I will try to answer each and every one of your queries. I really appreciate for staying with me throughout the video. If you like the video, please care to share, like and subscribe to the channel for more such videos. I will be seeing you very soon with a new illustration. Till then, goodbye and take care.